Elias hadn't meant to crash on an alien moon. The Asterian's engines failed halfway through orbit, and by the time he'd jettisoned the escape pod, the ship was nothing but a streak of light falling into the lavender horizon. He woke beneath a woven canopy that smelled of rain and sweet minerals. For a second he thought he'd died and drifted into some mythic afterlife until he heard the voices. His skin. "It's so pale," said one voice, soft but fascinated. "And the hair. Look at it shimmer." Another voice answered with a note of mischief. "Don't get too close, Lyra. What if he wakes and bites?" Elias kept his eyes shut, letting the words slide through his barely awake mind. He wasn't sure what kind of beings they were, but he could tell from the musical quality of their speech that they were intelligent and curious. When the warmth of a hand brushed against his cheek, he froze. The skin felt cool, almost luminescent. "He's warmer than I expected," murmured the first one again. "And his heartbeat. Listen, Vega." A pause, then a soft laugh. "He's pretending to sleep." Elias's heart skipped. How could she tell? "Humans breathe too evenly when they fake it," Vega added, amusement in her tone. He felt a shadow fall over his face, and the air grew fragrant with some alien spice. "Maybe we should test him," Lyra whispered. That was the moment Elias decided to keep up the act. If they meant harm, playing along might buy him time. And if they didn't, well, he was a scientist. Curiosity ran both ways. He heard the shuffle of footsteps and the rustle of strange fabrics. Then something cool touched his forehead. A damp cloth? No, a strip of shimmering leaves pressed gently to his skin. "He's fevered," Lyra said. "We shouldn't have moved him from the wreck yet." Vega's voice was lower, steadier. "He's alive because you did. The storm would have drowned him in the salt marsh." Elias wanted to open his eyes to thank them, but some stubborn part of him needed to see who they were when they thought he wasn't looking. After a while, he felt them settle nearby. The sound of water dripping and faint chimes suggested a cave or a tent strung with ornaments. Their language shifted into something older, words flowing like a stream. Lyra spoke again. "Vega, do you think he's like the ones in the stories?" "The travelers from the dark sky," Vega replied. "No. The ones in the stories burned our oceans. He looks too lost for that." Lyra sighed softly. "He's different, fragile, but something in him hums, like light waiting to be born." Elias's pulse quickened. Light waiting to be born? What kind of creatures described someone like that? A long silence followed, then a whisper, so close he could feel the warmth of breath against his ear. "I wonder," Lyra said, "if he dreams." Her fingertip traced the line of his jaw, feather-light. Elias bit the inside of his cheek to stay still. "He dreams of home," Vega said, voice softer now. "That's what I would dream of if I were lost on another world." Hours passed. The alien sisters tended a small fire that gave off violet smoke and a faint hum. Elias dared to peek through half-closed lashes. They were unlike anything his research logs had ever described. Lyra knelt by the flame, her long white-silver hair braided with beads of glass. Her eyes shimmered between blue and gold, as if holding twin suns. The markings along her arms pulsed faintly with light each time she moved. Vega sat behind her, older perhaps by a few years. Her hair was darker, cropped shorter, and her gaze carried the calm of someone used to command. She was sewing something, a cloak perhaps, from thin metallic fibers that rippled like water. They weren't human, but they weren't monstrous either. They were beautiful. Elias swallowed hard. That motion, unfortunately, was not as subtle as he'd hoped. Both heads turned. "Ah," Vega said, voice lilting. "The sleeper wakes." He blinked fully open, forcing a weak smile. Hello," Lyra gasped in delight. "He speaks." "Of course he does," Vega murmured, setting aside her needlework. "You think the sky travelers would send a mute?" Elias sat up slowly. His ribs ached, but the air here was breathable, thick, sweet, alive. I owe you both my life, he said. My ship went down. I thought I was done for. Lyra's eyes softened. You are safe now, traveler. Safe was a generous word. His pulse still thundered. Thank you. Truly. I didn't catch your names. I am Vega, the elder said, inclining her head. This is my sister, Lyra. You are on the moon of Ceres under the shelter of our kin. Lyra leaned forward, eyes bright. You faked sleeping, she accused, half teasing. Why? Elias flushed crimson. I wasn't sure if you were friendly. Vega chuckled, a low, melodic sound. Wise. Many who wander here don't return, but few admit their fear so plainly. Lyra tilted her head. You listened to us, didn't you? He hesitated. A bit. Her smile widened. Then you know we meant no harm. I figured that out, he said. Eventually, Vega echoed dryly, though her tone held amusement. Lyra giggled, and the sound was so pure, so unexpectedly human, that Elias couldn't help smiling. They shared a meal, strange translucent fruits that burst like starlight on the tongue, and a drink that tasted of rain. Lyra asked endless questions about Earth, its oceans and skies, its people who never stopped dreaming of the stars. Vega listened in thoughtful silence, studying him with an expression that made him both nervous and seen. So you crossed the void alone? Lyra asked. Not alone, Elias said softly. But I'm the only one who made it. Her expression fell. I'm sorry. He nodded. Exploration always carries a price. Vega finally spoke. And yet you still seek the unknown. That's what makes us human, Elias said. We look up and wonder who's looking back. For a moment, neither sister replied. Then Vega said quietly, Now you know. That night he couldn't sleep. Not because he feared them anymore, but because of the quiet warmth he felt near them. Outside, Ceres's night glowed faintly. Its twin suns left an afterlight across the horizon, making the sky shimmer violet and gold. Lyra hummed softly as she watched the stars from the tent's entrance. Do you miss your world? She asked. Every second, Elias said. But this place doesn't feel wrong. Just different. She turned, smiling. Maybe that's how the stars feel when they look at new worlds. He chuckled. You sound like a poet. My sister says I sound like trouble. She might be right. They laughed quietly together, the sound blending with the whispering wind. When Vega entered, the air changed, steadier, cooler. She carried a woven cloth. For warmth, she said, placing it over his shoulders. Thank you, he murmured. But she didn't move away immediately. Her fingers lingered a second too long, tracing the edge of the fabric. You're different from what we expected, she said. Gentler. I could say the same, Elias replied softly. Their eyes met. In hers, he saw reflected the faint light of the twin suns, a galaxy contained in calm. She smiled faintly, almost sadly. Don't mistake safety for belonging, traveler. Our world changes those who stay too long. Lyra looked over. Sister, he's not a prisoner. I didn't say he was, Vega said, but even kindness can bind. Elias frowned. Are you saying I should leave? Vega hesitated. I'm saying, if you stay, you may never wish to. Lyra's hand brushed his. Maybe that's not such a bad thing. His heart thudded. You both saved my life. Whatever happens next, I trust you. Vega's expression softened, and for the first time she looked uncertain. Trust, she repeated quietly, is a rare gift among stars. Days passed. His wounds healed. Lyra taught him fragments of their language, laughing when his human tongue stumbled over the liquid consonants. Vega watched over them both, distant yet protective, like gravity itself. He built small tools, from wreckage. They showed him how to coax flame from crystals, how to read the winds that carried the scent of rain, and slowly the barrier between them dissolved. One evening, as the horizon blazed with crimson light, Elias turned to Lyra. "You said you wondered if I dreamed," he reminded her. She smiled. "And do you?" "I do now," he said. "But not of home." Her eyes widened, then softened. "Then maybe you've found one here." Before he could answer, Vega's voice drifted from the shadows. "Careful, sister. The stars have a way of taking back what they lend." Elias turned toward her, heart pounding. "Would you rather I left?" Vega stepped closer until the glow caught her features. Calm, strong, beautiful in a way that made him ache. "No," she said simply. "I'd rather you stayed until you understood why you came." He swallowed. "And why is that?" "To remind us that even among endless worlds, wonder still exists," she said. Then, after a pause, her tone softened. "And perhaps, to remind me what it feels like to be seen." Lyra looked between them, a knowing smile on her lips. "I think he already knows that." That night, Elias lay between sleep and waking, the alien air humming softly around him. He didn't need to fake slumber anymore, but he heard them whisper again, voices low, full of warmth. "He's different from the others," Lyra murmured. "Yes," Vega said. "He listens." "Do you think he'll go?" Vega hesitated. "If he stays, the stars will call him theirs. If he leaves, part of him will stay with us." Silence. Then Lyra's voice, tender as starlight. "Then maybe that's enough." Elias opened his eyes, smiling faintly in the half-dark. He didn't speak. He didn't need to. He simply watched the alien sisters as they sat together beneath the shimmering canopy, their laughter mingling with the breath of the world. And, for the first time since his crash, he felt not lost among the stars, but found.